Later on in Ephesians 2, you hear this language. You are no longer strangers and aliens, but you are fellow citizens with the saints and members of the household of God. God's building something. He's building a family. As God's workmanship, we are a new temple. I alluded to this earlier. Let's look at it more clearly now. Again, at the end of Ephesians 2, we see this. The whole structure being joined together grows into a holy temple in the Lord. In Christ, you are being built together into a dwelling place for God by the Spirit. So again, we see God is building something in the world. He's building something in your life, using you as a living stone, fitted into his temple, fitted into this cosmic temple that he is building up in Christ by the Spirit. Why? Because we become a dwelling place for God in our little corner of the world. As God's workmanship, we are a new body, a new body. Paul says in Ephesians 3 that the mystery of the gospel is that different ethnic groups, the Gentiles or the nations, are now fellow heirs and members of the same body and partakers of the promise in Christ through the gospel. There's no room for racism. There's no room for social injustice. There's no room for people pitting themselves against each other on the basis of the color of their skin or their socioeconomic status, or because of which nation they came from, or which tribe, or which people. The church and the temple that God is building is global and universal. And he's drawing people from all nations and tribes and languages and fitting them together into one body. Not one body politic, as if we are trying to decide if we're liberal or conservative, but into one body that is connected to the head, which is Jesus Christ.